Hello and welcome, and it's a pleasure for me to welcome the President of the European Commission, Ursula von der Leyen, to Stockholm, and here to Stockholm Exergy. And at this facility, 90% of the general district heating comes from renewable or recycled fuels. And Stockholm Exergy is one of many companies that put Sweden in the forefront of the green transition, and is also supported by the recovery plan here in Sweden. And all over Sweden, not at least up in the northern part of our country, we see a new green industrial revolution taking place with battery factories, green battery factories, fossil-free steel production, and new green standard for mining. And in the wake follow other companies, often innovative and fast-growing startups, creating thousands of new jobs now and also for the future. So with this development, we want to lead the way in the European Union and in the world, proving that the green transition goes hand in hand with strong growth and more jobs. And I appreciate our close cooperation with the Commission, not at least in the green and digital transformation, but also during the circumstances we're in right now, responding to Russia's war on Ukraine. And we are witnessing an increased Russian brutality in Ukraine and attacks on civilians and civilian infrastructure. And we see horrific images from Bucha and bombings of children's hospitals and reports of executions of civilians in Mariupol. We see a new dark chapter in European history. And there is clearly a time before and after February 24th and the Russia's invasion of Ukraine. That is unprovoked, illegal, and indefensible. And it's clear that the responsibility for the war is solely on President Putin and the Russian leadership. And our European response has been firm and united. And in record time and with a very hard work from the Commission, we have imposed sanctions against Russia that are more far-reaching and more advanced than almost any observer would have deemed possible. And together with partners, we're working to further isolate the Russian leadership. And we also, from a Swedish perspective, want to be very constructive in the discussions of the fifth sanction package of sanctions. We also remain committed to support Ukraine with humanitarian, financial, and military aid. And Sweden has already contributed with a total of 10,000 anti-tank weapons to Ukraine. But we have also increased humanitarian aid to Ukraine with 72 million euros. And we stand ready for further use of the European Peace Facility so that we European countries can continue to support Ukraine. We act in solidarity with Ukraine, but also in solidarity with our common values: international law, human rights, democracy, and the European security order. And the President and I agree that the intentional attacks on civilian population and civilian objects, it's a war crime. And the Russian violation of international law must be investigated, and those responsible will be brought to justice. In Sweden, we are supporting the International Criminal Court financially, but also with experts. The Russian invasion of Ukraine has made it even more urgent and necessary to become independent of Russian oil and gas. And we should speed up the climate work in order to cut our dependence. And it is clear that breaking our dependency on fossil fuel is important to fight climate change, but also to strengthen our common security. To do this, we have to secure the supply of renewable energy. We need to expand wind power and also recognize the importance of new green solutions based on bioenergy and forestry. And in doing this, we create sustainable societies with high growth, more jobs today and tomorrow. And here at Stockholm Exergy, where we are today, is just one good example how we can become independent of foreign Russian oil and gas and at the same time advance the green transition. And finally, I would like to thank the Commission for supporting our recovery plan. Those recovery plans will help the European Union to focus on green and digital transition. So, thank you.
Thank
Ursula,
you.
please.
Thank you, Prime
The floor is
Minister,
yours.
dear Magdalena. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for the very warm welcome